People are not looking at me and saying, oh my God, that is such a powerful woman. No. They wondering, oh, who she doing for? What type of man she trying to get? Hello everybody, welcome to Venusuela's Palace. It's my world, I created it. This video is called Sexiness Can Be Found in Character Development. What do I mean by that? It means that sexiness is an embodiment. It is not like I am actively seeking sex, okay? Because this is pretty taboo to even talk about because it's not talked about. You know, energy isn't discussed among the humans. Let's put it like this. The more you find yourself, the more you can embody yourself, right? So it is a source that can be found within. And to even reach a heightened level, you must be initiated, right? So this is the discovery of your true character. You know how they say what's done in the dark comes to light? Yes. So when you're putting in the work with yourself, it will show among the people. Now, they say what's done in the dark comes to light towards, you know, people who do stuff behind closed doors, and, you know, they out here pretending among the people. But that's what happens when you follow that path of the false light. Now, we're going to get a little bit deep, okay? Because I don't know y'all can count that. But to walk the path of being a sexy woman, it requires to be initiated. I believe that there are two paths in womanhood: fairy tale or liberation. To be an embodied woman, you must realize who you are, and it will test you. For a woman to take the liberated path, she had to face all odds against her. She had to walk in her truth. She had to stand tall. And I think that if I'm going to be a magnetic woman, I am going to stand tall in some heels. I am going to do it. In society, both of these paths require your life force, meaning that if you're going to choose fairy tale, which is already written for you, meaning that you must follow their script, because this life still depends on you regardless, because they still need spirits to come in this realm to keep the matrix going, to keep this whole cycle going, right? So for a woman to take the liberated path, it is a walk in darkness. There is no guide, there is no blueprint. It is initiation for your own power, because real power is in darkness. The dark lasts forever, while this false light can be manipulated. This is why when we call on the power of God, we call on God to give us our strength to handle what we must face on earth, because being on earth is like Judgment Day. Okay, you will be crucified, you will be lied on, you will be prosecuted. You go through all this just to be rewarded in the end. All that you went through, you will be rewarded. The dark knows all. Okay, when you reach a heightened level with yourself, it gets to a point where you're not explaining. You understand that you're going to be talked about, you're going to be judged. It doesn't really bother you because you have your shield, you have your protection, you are divinely protected. And this type of energy, this type of resource, and this type of self-awareness allows you to not go against yourself. Once you realize that society doesn't want more for you, it just wants to take the life out of you. It doesn't want you to think big for yourself. It doesn't want you to know yourself. It just wants to give yourself away. So the liberated path is a path that you must take back your power. You must take that. It is a fight like hell on earth, but you will reap the rewards when you do this. When a woman is ready to take the liberated path, she will seek the liberated woman. And for a woman to be liberated, she had to face all the misunderstandings among people. But what you do is, to handle this, you let time work for you. You let the results speak. They can lie, they can manipulate on your character, but you will reap the benefits. Sexiness requires your wholeness, meaning that you will feel alive. That is why a woman must prioritize herself. And when she prioritizes herself, she unlocks herself. She figures out what she likes, what she doesn't like, what she will not tolerate. Okay? She really understands what is for her. This is why certain women can't do certain things, because they're too afraid. They're too afraid about everything outside of herself. So that is why this society doesn't teach you to go within yourself, to embody yourself, to know yourself, because it depends on you to keep this outer world going. Once you start prioritizing yourself, watch who gets offended. Watch how many you make mad just by focusing on yourself. Once you reach this heightened level, you're not going to step outside yourself. You're going to understand that it takes to be misunderstood. Let me tell you how I know darkness is to be true, because either the dark can make you bitter or it can make you sexier. Meaning that when you go through something, you will be tested. So this is why sexiness is a part of character development. You are going to be judged. You're going to be faced with every obstacle, and plus even yourself. So the biggest critic, the biggest internal self is you. It's going to test whether you can handle that yourself. This is why when a woman is ready to step out on something different, you'll hear what she says about herself, her biggest insecurity. I'm shy, I'm afraid. You got to go through it, and you will be rewarded for that. You know, put in the time, put in the effort, show yourself that it's going to get better for yourself. And the dark can make someone bitter because of what they've been through. You know, you're carrying that energy on you, and we can see it in the way you express yourself. A woman's joy and happiness can have somebody offended. That's one of my universal laws, is don't bother people and watch how you keep them bothered. When it comes to men, men are your biggest reflection. We are each other's biggest reflection, meaning that a man can reflect back to a woman the mental level she's on. This is why people have a problem with a woman who has a mind of her own. This whole society have a problem with a woman who has a mind of her own, because she has the ability to think for herself. You know, the fairy tale requires you to follow the script. Once you start to go against that script, you're going to realize that everybody got a problem. And most people are part of this society. So you got to know what you're up against. But back to what I was saying, we are each other's biggest reflections, meaning that men reflect a woman's mental level and women reflect a man's physical level. So men will always focus on getting to their money. A man can really like you, and he feels like he can't be with you until he want to step it up within himself. You know, he want to get his paper up. That's why when they see a bad, they want to get their money up. You know, if you can do that towards yourself, ladies. I can't wear certain dresses because I feel like they deserve to be somewhere even better. I'm like that towards myself. Certain dresses need to be at certain places. I'm very grateful to say that I have not been in a competition with a woman. A man cannot try. He can try to triangulate me. He can try to put me in his mess. But once I find out, ooh, take me out. Take me out. If I found out about another woman, I'm not stalking no woman. I'm not projecting on that woman. But you would be shocked how many women can just hate on me. And I don't even know they exist. You got to stay away from the fragile, the people who don't know themselves, the people who don't embody nothing within themselves. All they care about is this realm that is fake. That's why it's the false light. But it is what it is, you know. I'm so understanding that I know that they know no better. That's it. That's all. And that's why, to be misunderstood, you have to understand what comes with that. You have to understand that not everybody's gonna agree with you, and that's okay, because you have to walk the path. You know, let the dark be your friend. People want to throw darkness at you. Why won't you allow it to become your friend? Why are you allowing it to consume you when it can reward you? You know, the dark loves to test you, because the dark understands that people are ruled by it in it. Even in the dark, people are ruled by it. Money, power, sex, it all goes on in the dark, you know? And that's why I say that this is character development. It shows you your true character. And a lot of people are scared to face themselves. When a woman is ready to walk her liberated path, whenever she's ready, because you must trust when you're gonna wake up, even if you're gonna wake up. But God is so generous that she gives you another day or another lifetime, but you will wake up. You will, right? So when you are ready to walk the liberated path, you're gonna face yourself. You're gonna have to face yourself. When you step towards yourself, you have to be whole. You are basically walking a path to become whole. You study this realm in society, you realize that all this society wants you to do is just give your power away. This is all about power. People want your power. And you must know who you are before you even step outside yourself, before you even go mate with another. And I'm not saying be anti-men, anti-people. You learn to learn yourself. Sometimes you gotta learn yourself through another, and that's fine. But always know that all this is a mirror to guide you back to yourself. Once you realize that all of this is about power, that's all it is, power. Everything is about you going against yourself. This whole society wants your power. And when you're not feeding your power towards it, you know, everybody got a problem. People are not looking at me and saying, oh my God, that is such a powerful woman. No. They wondering, oh, who she doing for? What type of man she trying to get? The men, oh, she trying to impress us. The women, she doing this for show. You know, I think everybody crazy in this society. Because y'all are not on my mind. I think y'all the one that need help. But no, you understand that that's the misunderstanding. You know, I understand that people are not used to me because people don't live like I live. One of the quotes that I remember seeing on Criminal Minds, it was by Mark Twain. He said, let us consider that we are all insane. It will explain to us each other. We can unriddle many riddles. And I remember writing it down. I gotta check if I said it that correctly. But yes, and like that Michael Jackson song, living crazy is the only way. So tonight, gotta leave that up on shelf and just enjoy yourself. But anyways. But yes, so when you're ready, you will know, because you start asking questions instead of your compliance. So society wants your compliance. Society loves your pity. Society loves your misery. And if you're pretending, you get an even better start. But understand, you have to face yourself. You can run all you want. That's why I say let people enjoy this earth, because it's just an illusion. I think that's all for the video. Basically, sexiness is character development, meaning that if you want to walk the liberated path and be an embodied woman, you have to deepen the trust within. So you will be rewarded by darkness, meaning the unseen energy. This is something you cannot buy. This is something you must be initiated through. Okay, and this is how you become the best version of yourself, because you showed yourself that it will, and so it will. Thank y'all so much for watching. I will see y'all again. Mwah.